have a similar networking schema, or is this, or is that pretty unique to V-Box?
As I understand, this is pretty, I think similar will be there for even.
Something similar in each of the virtual boxes?
Very good. And okay, the difference between NAT and NAT network. Yeah, here it's the difference. One is you cannot access from your VM to host in NAT network, even in NAT. So, and VM to VM this supports, but this does not. So you can access from VM to internet. And this is port forwarding. What is port forwarding?
That's where the router will have a database of which port you're sending out on, and when it receives something back on that port, then it knows which address to send it to. But the outside world has no idea what the internal port number is.
Yeah, that's it.
You passed the exam, yeah.
Did I? All right.
Good answer.
That was good. All right. All right. But did anybody but me understand what I was saying?
You can ask for refund. You are eligible for refund.
Yeah, can you please explain that again, like port forwarding?
So you can open up. That wasn't the English. So you wanted to tell in Indian language? You want to go and explain?
See me after class.
Go ahead. See, this is you want to access. You have some small functionality. Maybe best analogy I can give is you have a. In your local network, you have installed a camera which you would like to see from outside, from your office. You have a laptop in your office, you want to see your camera, which is there in your LAN internal network, and it is being connected. So you should open one port, and only you know that port is open. So from outside, from office, you can access your camera through this port forwarding. So this is actually port forwarding. So accessing outside to inside the network, where you only know, you would have set this up that only this port I'll access, and then you will try to access. You want to add to that?
So like if we so like when we have opened that port and when we run our security application, so will it find out that this port is open and that it should be closed?
Yes. It
will find, right?
Yeah, it will find what port is open, but
So
there are
then-
ways to
So
secure it.
but you just said that outside world will not know that what port is open, but that's a
Yeah.
port, right? It's open, right?
But again,
Well,
somebody has to
not
scan.
necessarily. There's a protocol. I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. That monitors whether or not the connection was made from the inside the network.
Oh, okay.
And if it was, then it allows traffic coming back to that port. But if the instance was not initiated from inside the network, then even if they come in from that port number from the outside, it's not going anywhere.
Is that IPsec?
Well,
Not IPsec.
stateful, that's it, stateful,
Yeah.
right. Stateful packet inspection. So if it's using that protocol, then nobody from the outside is getting in, even if you know the port number.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
The scanners will find it then. They'll know
Scanners
it's
will
open,
know
they
the
will
port's
know.
open, yeah. But they might not be able to initiate
The cache
a
or-
proper connection.
Usually we open the VNC.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And then those ports are trusted and stand only for bad connection.
So bridge network.
So the example you gave earlier while explaining the NAT on a router, that is also port forwarding, right? You have one port for out and then you have another port where it is actually forwarded.
Correct, that's what I was thinking. So you say to the external world it's 8,000, but then actually it's internally port 443 or something like that.
No, port
Well-
is different. NAT is IP with respect to IP. Port is different. IP is different.
Yeah, but in the NAT,
But
table
same
you
function,
also have a
multi-for
port.
Exactly.
Okay.
IP plus port, right?
The port might be different on the inside of the
Right.
network.
Correct.
So that is where it's
Correct.
forwarding.
Exactly, that's
From-
what I'm saying.
It receives on one port,
NAT
but
is
it
for
actually
IP
forwarding to
translation.
another port.
But then, so it does, because see, if you're inside, you will be communicating a different port. You don't want people to know that port. So you mask it, you give it to the external world
Right,
another
right,
port.
right.
And then when they come inside,
Right.
even though it's an IP translation, then in the router you define these rules.
Correct,
What do you call
correct.
that term?
See, I mean,
Routing
somewhere
rules
I
is
think you're
something-
mixing NAT and PAT.
Yeah.
But NAT is for, no, I'm not. That is deliberately you do that. When in NAT you do the IP translation.
Correct.
But what I'm saying is, you mask a port and tie it up in the routing rules or somewhere in the firewall explicitly. It's not that.
level or even do
If
it in
you-
application level.
Is it like
Yeah, so if you guys are going to cloud, especially when you set up the VPN and all, what we do is in the routing rules, you define A is equal to B in the port rules.
Yeah, it
It's like a-
lets DHCP
Yeah,
option.
yeah, exactly. I was not
DHCP
getting
But
it.
only the router knows that.
Yes, only the router knows that.
So if
they
you
don't-
hack the router, then you
Okay.
can.
Internally, you have like
That's
that.
like
That's how you do it. You get
So
it
Routing
all
tables
out.
So
and
basically, you
correct.
have a internal service which is running on a specific port which you don't want to tell the world.
Correct.
So, correct.
And you keep that forwarding table on the router.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's like a DMZ or?
Yes,
It's
you
more like
have to
DHCP,
do in
yeah.
DMZ. This whole, this DHCP, this routing rules have to happen in the DMZ. only.
Okay, so whatever I explained, I've just pictorially represented it. So these are the two boxes, and then internet, this is the IP address and how it will be assigned. So 3, 4, 5. This is as part of bridge network. So when you set it as bridge network, so your system gets 3, 4, 5. So these two acts as another same. Say it's not inside the system, which is part of the same network it acts as. So that is the difference.
But they're in their own world. They don't realize anything else exists outside.
Yeah. So the only thing is,
Right. So their universe is very small.
no. So this is a representation of host only. Host only network. This is the red one, and this is NAT network. So only these two things. Internet. This is your host system, and this is your the virtual machine. So just separated them. I'll share this PPT if you want to go through again. Okay. Now the lab we have set up is like this. I have my. This is the host machine. These are my two VMs connected via virtual box. This virtual box is, you can think it as a router, DHCP, NAT, all services running off it. So that is the analogy I can help you with.
So the virtual box can emulate any device that you want it to. Is that what you're saying?
All three services are there as part of it.
Okay.
It's not emulation. All these things are there in that functionalities. Okay, so now let's set up the lab. So I'll just show how I have set up, and then I'll also configure burp suite. So then we'll see. Then I will see how we can do it. Okay. So I have set up lab. Let me open it.
Do you have the set the secret camera on the TV? On the recording bus?
Okay, so next week
Yeah,
we need to
I just
get
noticed it.
till here, and then you should set up your proxy. So web proxy, it's, everything is there in Kali.
Oh, yeah.
Do we need to do anything special? And I was
Yes,
able
we do
to
not.
access.
I'm still
Oh.
looking for that.
I don't know that. I haven't configured.
Yeah. Which one?
NSC is configured.
Alexa, they say,
You mentioned
starts
Viva.
listening to whatever you say.
Kali,
Yeah,
Kali.
that's
You
so
need to-
Kali.
You need to start, everybody start your Kali.
Yeah, started Kali.
Cool.
Kali, no Kali.
No
Kali
Kali.
crashed.
And we need to download OWASP on it? Or sorry, Burp on it?
Burp, everything is there in Kali.
Okay.
You don't even have to download anything.
So what
I thought you said today we don't need Kali.
I thought, but let me, I mean, I'm just telling, let
Okay.
me go. I'm showing my system.
Okay.
So Kali, all these things are required for next week.
Okay.
So grant construction.
What I thought was if everything was there, I could still proceed with the web application things, but since
Then I'll
not
start
many we
work
have.
from Kali. We'll start work.
Yeah, start work.
Even this is not working, unable to move.
Do
So
we
for
open
whoever-
up-
Not unable to boot
whoever-
because you have not set up.
OWASP is working,
Oh, some-
BWA
oh,
and Kali is working,
Then you know.
we'll go to next time.
So we didn't complete it.
So, sorry, do we just open a temporary project in Burp Suite or?
Did it open? Yeah, you can open. Yeah, I'll come to it. So first to open both the VMs, okay, and everybody is able to access this broken web application. So it will not work because my proxies. So everybody has got this proxy.
Proxy.
This is called Foxy proxy.
How do we
Where
go
do
about
you go there?
installing it?
It's not there. It should.
Where,
No, only you.
where do you go to?
It's just a Firefox plugin. Just search for.
It's an add-on, right?
Yes,
Or
it's an
plugin? What is it called?
Plugin. You can search for Foxy proxy.
In
One word?
No
Foxy
space?
space proxy.
Oh, space.
Standard or basic?
Basic should be fine.
Proxy. Proxy.
Okay.
Standard add-ons for Firefox. That's the one, right?
Yeah. There.
What is Burp Suite?
Okay, that is a intercepting proxy. So how it works is
Is it a man in the middle proxy? Is that what you mean by
yes.
intercepting proxy?
Yes.
So it's a hacker tool.
Yes.
So what are we supposed to use? Like, do we enable Foxy proxies or?
I'll come to that.
Okay.
What's your name?
Arun?
Arun.
Okay, first try to access the BWA, everybody able to access, right?
Mhm.
So now go to Foxy proxy, click
Oh,
on
you need
this.
to do this in BWA?
Kali.
Kali.
Yeah, all these things in Kali. Whatever
Right.
I'm doing. See, we have Kali. So we have two virtual machines, Kali and VWA.
Right.
Kali has got all the tools for hacking, and VWA is all vulnerable websites. So always we'll be working only in Kali. That is the reason we have made this as host-only network. That host can speak to this, and internally you can speak, but outside world is completely cut off. So that is the reason we'll be using. So all our activities will be in Kali.
Mhm.
Is Kali a GUI or is it actually a distribution of Linux?
Linux distribution.
Oh, it's a Linux
It
distribution.
has got all the hacking tools.
So can you use any interface on it you want? Any GUI that you want?
No,
It has its
it
own?
has its own GUI.
Okay.
This is Kali Windows. This blue
So
one.
that's the GUI
Yeah.
that comes with Kali?
Yes.
And you can't
Yes.
change it, you have to use that?
No, you can't change it.
Okay. I mean, not that I care, but I'm just curious.
So everything we will be doing in Kali. Let me go through Kali once then. Some of you are
So after you download the Foxy proxy, that's where you open this bug tool.
Yeah.
How does it look like, the bug? It's
So
on
Foxy
side.
Proxy is something like this game.
Yeah.
This thing.
Where is it from?
Foxy Proxy is installed and it should be somewhere here.
Mm-hmm.
The.
You have to restart your Firefox.
I did that.
It's there. It's there.
Which one?
Yeah, there's a one.
That's the
Do
one?
we enable it?
Click on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You need to enable it. So go to completely use burp for all URLs.
That doesn't show.
I
It's an
don't,
option.
it shows use proxies based on.
Okay. So then you have to do add new proxy.
Okay.
Go to general. Give the proxy name.
There.
Yes. Yeah. You can give both. And then go to proxy details. Here you need to enter 127.0.0.1.
That's a local host, right?
Yeah, localhost.
So Borp is, you are creating a temporary project, right?
No,
No?
burp is just a proxy.
Okay, so on Borp when you start, it is asking for a temporary.
Okay, yeah, create a temporary.
Can you capture these screens so we can use it next week instead of running through again? Maybe you can just put it in a document and share it with us.
Yeah, everything what you're planning to do, if it's in a document, will help us.
Because
Good idea.
I already sent document, nobody.
No, we went through the installation, not through this one. I didn't go
Okay.
through it. Yeah, through this one.
This should not take much time. This is
Okay.
This
Yeah.
does not have. So
no, because
many
you have to
steps.
go through this
This I
again
can-
next week because once we have our upgraded laptops, maybe, I don't know.
You have lots of homework to do.
Yeah, that's
Custom
like.
data.
So port is 80
The standard port.
and say OK.
No SSL, no.
So this menu is from where?
On card. Foxy proxy.
Okay, Foxy Proxy.
Should open in Kali. In Kali, you should have the downloaded the plugin Foxy proxy.
Yeah, is that?
In Foxy proxy, we are doing the settings.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that fox. First it will be red in color. Click on that, and then you have to.
Where is this?
So I'll create again. So add new proxy. So first is general. Test2. Say proxy details. Go to next tab.
Okay.
Manual proxy configuration. Enter 127.0.0.1. Port number. Give it as 80 and say OK.
Hold on. 127.
0.0.
The loop back.
Okay.
Or just the
Okay.
local
Then
host.
anything else you changed except
Port number should be 80 and that's it.
port 80? Okay. Done.
I'm using 81. Okay, now is it showing green?
नीचे जाने जा रहे
What is that? Blue color, sorry. Showing blue color.
इसको ओके कहाँ से मारो
It is showing yeah blue color.
Okay, now open Burp Suite. So Burp Suite, towards your left side there is something called Burp Suite.
Okay.
Click on that.
So you have to say enable use proxy bot for all URLs.
I'll come step by step.
Then
Oh, he is behind.
You are ahead,
I-
I'm behind.
no, I didn't download the burp suite. I just added the proxy burp.
You are in Kali?
Yes.
Yeah, he's-
Burp is already there.
no, you use that select model, right? Select model was, I think it's different. Can you go on the drop down menu? On select model, it should be use proxy but for
All details, right?
yeah. I guess it should be for That's what I saw there. I'm not sure.
Take your time. No hurries. We want to do this next week.
Next week another instructor is there.
No, you'll be.
No, I'll be there for next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
This is
So
3
let's take a
weeks.
coffee break. Slow it down.
No, slow it down.
No, she says no.
No, it's already slowed down. Next 2 weeks, it's
Too
completely
slow for
website
you
related.
already.
A lot of things are there. In fact, I should have started today itself. I thought first half I'll finish all the basic stuff, and then from second half I'll get on the web security kind of stuff.
So he said the standard, we don't all want to.
I like the way you pluralize the word stuff by adding an S to it. Stuffs. Stuff is already plural.
Yeah.
So,
People's-
you have multiple
people's-
stuff. English as a second language comes up with some funny things. Of course, that's the only language I speak, and I
Okay.
don't do it well.
Everybody open burp now. So Foxy proxy setting is done.
Yeah, so you have this burp suite, it's already there, you said that's what in the proxy, right?
Yeah, it's already there in Kali.
Where do I find that?
It's on the desktop icon on the left.
To the,
But where are you? You're not in Kali.
I am in Kali, but
This is
let
calling
me
this one.
see here.
Okay, yeah, it's there only.
See, oh, you need to get used to this interface.
You didn't install guest edition. That's the reason it is like this. You need to install. The steps are there in fact.
Oh, did I miss something else?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Destinations, but that would be on host. I'm not sure if that's.
Not on the host. You need to install guest editions in the
Oh,
Kali.
oh, okay.
So that is the fourth of steps in the first
Okay.
page itself.
Oh yeah, so you can transfer files.
Okay,
and communicate
create a
with them.
temporary project. Yeah. Next. That's fine. Next.
Then,
Start work.
I need to do that. What's this? After the calculation, comparison, how do I do it?
Okay, what do we do on burp now?
Burp. Don't burp.
So everybody open work. Go to proxy, second tab on the left
Yes.
after target. Then go to options, intercept. Under proxy there is intercept, HTTP tree. The last one is options. Click on the options
Option?
Yes.
and see what is the setting over there.
It's the local host.
Okay, so this should map with whatever settings you have done earlier. So,
Proxy.
so if it is 80, in my case it's 81. So this is wrong. 8081 doesn't work. So it should be 80.
The 80 becomes 80, right?
So if you have given 80, give 80.
Yeah. So
Or if you have given 80, give 80.
no, 80 is nothing but 80, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't.
No, 80 is 80.
No, it didn't work for me. Okay, fine. So, but I prefer give the same port number.
Okay.
If you give 8080 there and give 80 here, sometimes it doesn't work.
I mean, Apache by default also.
Yeah.
1880.
It treats the same.
Yeah.
It does
Well,
standard
8080 is what you get after you apply SSL, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So 80 and
by
8080
default.
both are same as per you?
See, the way it interprets is Apache by default it gives 443 and 80. So it treats both of them. So
Same 8080. 80
80 is
treats
80.
as 80.
If it's Apache, it's 80 is 880.
I was finding difficulty in
Then, but if it's Tomcat, then you have to explicitly say 8080.
I was not able to connect. I was one place I had given 80,
Yeah.
another place 80.
I think yours is Tomcat. The broken web application is on Tomcat.
Yes, sometimes.
Then you need to specify it.
Yeah.
So I have given that's why 81. Okay, so this setting is fine.
Yeah.
So here this icon is, tick mark is there. Stop it and start it, and check whether in alert it has started your proxy service. So you should get something like this: proxy service started on 81.
You appear to stop.
See, 81.
Well, you should
is it
use
started?
80. If you
Can you
use
go to that
80 and
What is this
your
now? It says
proxy,
you're using a 32
proxy,
bit
proxy,
GVM.
then you should
That's
use
okay?
80. He's using 81 because this is
That's
easier.
It's
what
still okay.
we do.
It's still started.
Started.
So
Okay.
after this step, what did you do?
You guys want to take a break?
You have to start it
Yeah,
on
let's
running.
take
You
a
have to
5 minutes.
turn it on the checkbox. Yeah. Click on the checkbox.
Okay, it's not clicking.
So you should start. So if you don't mind, what are we trying to accomplish? Dumb question and please start.
Yeah. What are we trying to accomplish?
Okay, I click here, I click here, click here.
What's our?
So we are doing the basics. I mean, we are setting the lab.
Starting the
So yeah, we have our Kali. We have VWA. So this has got website. From Kali you can access that website. So let us take Mutual Day is one of the website. Now the request and response from here, we are trying to capture this
Mm-hmm.
through proxy. So our proxy is somewhere here, and whatever the information goes right in between.
Yeah.
Proxy
We're
capture.
sniffing it.
Yeah, as soon as you press this in the Kali, you have this Firefox. You get some registration page or login page. You enter submit. The moment it leaves here, it goes to the server, which is over here.
Right.
So in between, what happens is being captured.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the way we hack things. So this is. So here, this information, we are capturing all the request and response and analyzing.
So you're
That is the way we hack.
using a proxy in the middle attack? And you're getting passwords by doing that?
Yes. So not only passwords, you can do a lot of stuff.
Through the whole form?
So this setup we are doing today.
Yeah. So just a quick question. We set up 80 port on Foxy Proxy, correct?
Yes.
And then in Burp Suite, we also connect to the same 80 port.
Yes.
So if I were to understand, you said, so you're using proxy and trying to intercept the message, right? Sounds more like a missile or something. Why are we using then this burp the proxy GUI? Because if you're already...
Very good question. See, the tool, Foxy Proxy tool, it's very handy. If you have, see, next we will be using OWASP, Zap Proxy.
Which one?
Zap.
I don't have not from security, you should not use some terminologies there.
So we can use multiple proxies using the Foxy Proxy. The actual proxy is Burp. But if you want to switch over between multiple proxies, we use that plugin.
Okay. So your proxy is just like an add-on, like easily to switch over, going to option, setting up proxy. Your burp proxy is the actual proxy that is running. It could be either if you guys have already worked with Squid, HA proxy, very similar to that.
Yeah,
Use HA.
Zap.
Yeah.
How many? You
Whatever
have
it is,
hundreds
like
of
famous
proxies. You
Squid
can
and
set it
HA
up
proxy.
together.
Mhm.
Otherwise, what will happen? Every time you go to the browser, go to the network settings, change the IP address.
Turn on the proxy.
Turn on the
Turn on the
proxy.
proxy.
Right.
Now you want to do with Zap. Now again go back there, again do
Okay.
So Foxy Proxy will handle all those
That's the
adjustments
That's
for
the
you?
add-on, yeah. See, browser gives a check mark. Like usually Chrome also
So,
has like
One more dumb question I'll ask you.
the. No, your dumb questions are please go ahead. Or we'll break now.
Okay, the last one. By default, when you configure and if you're on a VM, it's a local host. And it is 127.0.0.1. That is the standard IPv4 nomenclature. Why do you have to explicitly set that rule? Why can't you say localhost colon 8000?
Where in Burp or?
Why do you even have to say, when you set up by default, the IPv configuration MIC card says, I'm a local host. That's the standard when you set it up.
Okay.
Because, so it knows that I am the same person. Why do I have to explicitly go and say that I'm the local
I
host?
don't know, this dumb question didn't arise to me.
You're
no,
saying
so
why
you
should
should
we configure
configure.
localhost on
Don't need to
the Burp
configure.
Suite,
If you
right?
configure Apache web server or
Yeah.
any web server,
You don't have to.
have to do that
Yeah.
because it's a
It's
local host and the
default.
etc host knows that it's you're this thing. All you go to the
See,
browser is
one second,
local
let me
host.
stop you there. There are two places we are setting. One, in the
Proxy.
Foxy proxy.
There's Charles proxy as well.
If you're getting confused,
No,
let's
I'm
remove.
trying to understand. No. The thing is, in a web server, if it's configured on your host, it already detects it's a local host by default. If you go to
Okay,
any
let's
web
do
server-
one thing. Let's remove that and then see whether it really.
Yeah,
works.
that's my question is why do you have to explicitly say I'm a
Yeah.
local
I
host
didn't
when,
explore-
when you are, see, you are working in the same VM, the box. So which means you're not configuring multiple IPs also to conflict it.
The question is like what happens is in a browser when you say local host, it goes to your local host. But proxy, what happens is, if I'm understanding it correct, if Burp runs as a local host, your proxy setting has to be configured. Proxy by default is not running on a local host. You're understanding, right? Web application, when you hit the browser, goes to your local host service.
Right.
But when a proxy is a setting,